Phil Cooper is joining me right now at Heuft. Hi Phil, how are you?
Hello. Quite well.
Yeah, very good. Now tell me about the machinery that we have here and a little bit about what you do as well.
Right, well, if I start with Heuft as a company, we introduced our first product to the market in 1978, and the UK office, which is a subsidiary of the German manufacturing parent company, was established in 1982, so we've been established in the UK for a long time. Now, traditionally, we're all about the beverage industry, and I would say that every major beverage manufacturer, whether it's beer, soft drinks, liquid milk, would have a Heuft unit of some type in their factory. So our main product range traditionally has been aimed at the beverage industry, and this is for inspection. So we're inspecting for fill level. Is the cap on a bottle or a jar or a container? Are there foreign body contaminants inside the container? Now, after really getting to the point where we know who we want to talk to, and pretty much everybody knows us in the beverage side, we turned our attentions to the food industry. And some of the technologies in beverage could be applied to food, and we first of all started to look at food as liquid food. So the obvious one was anything dairy, because we could apply exactly the same machine technology from beer, soft drinks, etc. to dairy. But then we realized that the food industry is much, much bigger than that. So you're looking at solid products, you're looking at chocolate bars, you're looking at pieces of cheese, you're looking at ready meals. So we started then to develop a new range of products that has taken us in that new direction, while still retaining our traditional core technologies, but apply to the food industry more generally and not just beverage.
So it sounds like you've expanded as a company quite well in terms of reaching out to more clients.
Yeah, and we're just realizing how big the food industry is, because this project only started, I would say, in the last 5 years to penetrate food industry more, not sacrifice beverage, because that is the bedrock on which the company is founded. And we're just discovering how big the food industry is. And it is showing quite considerable growth. I mean, we've just taken on 2 new salespeople for the UK office to really target the food industry. So the company is continuing to grow. And we're continuing to grow through introducing new technologies or looking at technologies that are used currently and finding a different way, a different angle on it. And 20% of the staff working in our factory in Germany work in R&D. Now, 20%, what does that mean? Well, to us, that means over 200 people just doing research and development work. So that's quite a sizable part of the workforce doing that.
Fantastic, and we've referenced this very quickly as well. Let's have a quick look at the other piece of machinery that we have on the stand here, which has been quite popular actually and has gathered quite a lot of attention. So if I can bring Phil just around here to have a quick little look and a quick look at the packages we have here too. How does this work and what does it achieve?
Well, this is X-ray inspection, and this is really something that's come into its own in fairly recent years in the food industry, where companies used to just do metal detecting. Nothing wrong with metal detecting, it does a fine job, but the name tells you what it does. It finds metal. So what if you have a product that you wanted to find bone, plastic, some of the more exotic metals, the titanium alloys, etc., which aren't easy to find with traditional metal detection. So X-ray has developed a lot in the food industry in recent years. So Heuft, as I said recently, or said just now, we look at what's there, and rather than be a Me Too company, we think, well, how can we do this differently? So there's no point just following what other people have already done. So we've come up with this X-ray system, which is either in top-down format for products that are running on a belt, or side-on for products that have to stand on a belt. So that could be a jar or a bottle. And we actually pulse the X-ray. So instead of the X-ray being permanently on, it's only switched on for a millisecond when the product is going under the X-ray beam. And it takes a full image X-ray, just like a medical X-ray. So rather than traditionally you would take slices of an image as it passes the X-ray, which is permanently on, and the software would assemble it, if you like, as a full image. We take a full image, so you have more time to do the image processing. So we can find small objects such as tiny pieces of plastic, bone, the things that have been really, really difficult up until now. And we are really giving a different approach and better sort of, well, we think better technology. Obviously other people have to judge. I believe in it, so I'm naturally going to say that.
It's good to be biased to your own company.
Yeah, I can be biased on my own company. And this is really getting us into a lot of the food companies that we wanted to be in. So this has been a great machine for us.
Excellent. Phil, thank you very much for your time. Do make sure to pay Heuft a visit. Thank you.
Thank you.